Hare Krishna. Om Gyanatimirandasya Gina Gina Shalakaya Chakshurumritame Na Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobistam Stapitame Bhutale Swamrapakadam Mahyam Dati Svapadantika. Vandeham Shri Guru Tapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vishnyavancha Shri Rupam Sagartam Sagnar Gunatam Vitam Tasachivam. Zdati Savdutu Parijana Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagna Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamshcha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute. Сватим Савдусна Парижна Сахитам Кришна Читан Девам Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagna Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamshcha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi, Radha Vrindavaneshwari, Vrishapanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Śrīmad Bhaktivedanta Swamiti Namine Namaste Sarasvati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paskatya Deshutarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shrivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jai Radha Madhava Jai Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihar Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihar Jaya Gopi Jahnava Jaya Girivardhari Jaya Gopi Jahnava Jaya Girivardhari Giridvaradhari Jaya Yashodanandana Jaya Braja Janaranjana Jaya Yashodanandana Jaya Braja Janaranjana Jaya Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jahnava Jaya Giridvaradhari Jaya Gopi Jahnava Jaya Giridvaradhari Jaya Yashodanandana Jaya Braja Janaranjana Jaya Yamuna Jaya Yashodanandana Jaya Braja Janaranjana Jaya Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Now I will again try to read from the books. Gaudiya Darsana, Jai Shri Prem Prayojana Prabhu, Jai Shri Narayana Maharaj, Jai His Guru, Jai His Divine Grace Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvatī Ṭhākura Prabhupāda. This is, as you know, a lecture of His Divine Grace Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvatī Ṭhākura Prabhupāda, the Guru of His Divine Grace Bhaicharanara Vrnda Śrīla Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupāda. And this is the first translation in English with explanations and commentaries from Shri Prem Prayojana Prabhu. Anumana inference is incapable of entering the realm of Chit Vilasa. This is page 82. When inference has no authority to fully enter into all aspects of Tritya Mana, the third dimension, then how will Anumana be capable of entering the realm of Chitvilasa, which lies beyond the fourth dimension? What more need be said in this regard? The specialities of Vilasa, Viraja and Chit Vilasa. Indriya Chalana. Joyriding the senses is called Vilasa. And Anasakti. Anashakti. Detachment from this is called Viraga. In the realm of Achit, joyriding the senses brings threefold miseries to the insignificant jivas. Therefore, detachment from this is referred. However, the senses of the independent Lila Purushottama are not made of inert atoms. They are not moving in inert space. All his senses are completely spiritual. In this conscious realm, where there is no difference between the senses and the controller of the senses, the joyful movement of the senses can never be a matter pertaining to characteristics such as non-eternality, like those of Jada Vilasa, mundane sensory activities. The superimposition of mundane rejectability upon the Chit Vilasa is illogical. Let us not mix the inferiority and rejectability of the Achit with the Chit Vilasa. May we now superimpose concepts of Saguna or so-called Nirguna, Pautalikata, idolatry, or Apautalikata, non-idolatry. Well, Pautalikata, this must be something like not a real some kind of mannequin or something. Something like I must find the word in English. Just a moment. It is Potolik. It is something like statue, not statue, but imitation. Something like this. I mean, not imitation, but for example, you have a live person and a statue of this person, or some kind of imitation of a person which is not alive, just some statue. And the statue is not alive, and the person is alive, and the statue is called Pautulikata, something like this. But I cannot explain this. Sorry. Apautulikata, idolatry, or apautulikata, non-idolatry, upon the sexuality of the Chit Lila. When the door of our consciousness opens, we will attain the fortunate opportunity to have darshana of the Swarupa of this independent personality. Then we can directly perceive all these subjects. So Pautulikat is something like imitation. It is not real. Not alive, not real. This is Pautulikata. Okay. So the next part of the text has the title Contemplation upon Matter or upon the Negation of Matter. bestows no eligibility to enter the realm beyond the senses. We can see material substances with our material eyes. We can deliberate upon material substances with our material minds by utilizing cognitive operations such as inference, by contemplating matter or the negation of matter. One cannot acquire knowledge of the complete spiritual substance that lies beyond our powers of sensory perception. Therefore, Shabda is necessary. The necessity of Shrauta Shabda. Although factual knowledge beyond the senses, the sense making Aprakrita Shabda its vehicle, vehicle, this Shabdi, Shabdi is not different from Shabda. Only upon this Shabda is infused into our ears from the holy mouth of Sri Gurupada Padma. The door of the storehouse of knowledge beyond the senses is opened. Therefore, we recite this mantra of the Shruti. There is a citation of from Sarasvatī Upanishad 6.23. Yasadeve Parabhaktir Yatadeve Tatagora Tasyahite Katita Heyarta Prakashante Mahatmana. Svatara Upanishad 6.23. For that great soul who has transcendental devotion for Sri Bhagavan, and exactly as he is devoted to Sri Bhagavan, he also has pure devotion to Sri Gurudeva. All the essential meanings of the Shrutis are illuminated within his heart. There is another translation from Sri Prema Bhakti Chandrika, verse 1. From Śrīla Narottama Dasa Thakura. Ajnana-timirandasya jananjana-shakaya chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Oh yes, this is of course part of the prayers which are said before preaching. Yes, I said it also today. Translation. I offer my obeisance to that Sri Gurudeva who, by applying the ointment of knowledge with the utensil of his instructions, opened my eyes with the, which opened my eyes which were blinded by the darkness of ignorance. So I will continue next time. You can order this book. I give in the commentaries of the video the some internet connections where one can order the book of Sri Prayojana Prabhu from his disciples. Jai Shri Prayojana Prabhu, Jai Shri Narayan Maharaj, Jai His Divine Grace Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvati, Ṭhākur Prabhupāda. Jai. Now I will try to sing one of these beautiful songs which were sung in the Kartika month. Of course, it's not Kartika month now, but just they're so nice that I don't want to stop to try to sing them. Shri Radha Kripa Kataksa Stava Raja. Munindra Vrnda Vandite Triloka Shoga Harini Prasanna Vaktra Pankaje Nikunja Bhuvilasini Vrajendra Banu Nandini Vrajendra Suno Sangate Kadakarisha Shivama Ripakataksha Bhajana Ashok Vrikshavalari Vitanamanda Pastite Pravala Palava Prabhapurangri Komala Varapayas Puratkare Prabhuta Sampadaya Hadakari Shashivama Kripakataksha Bhajana Amangaranga Mangala Prasanga Banjura Bruvam Savibramam Sasabramam Tritandavana Patana Nirantaram Vashikrita Pratiti Nanda-nandani Kadakari Shashivama Ripakataksha Bhajana Kadakari Shashivama Kripakataksha Bhajana Kadakari Shashivama Ripakataksha Bhajana Taditsu Varna Champaka Pradipta Gora Vigrahe Mukha Prabha Parasta Koti Sharadendu Mandala Vichitra Chitra Sanchara Chakora Shavalochane Kadakari Shashivama Ripakataksha Bhajana Madhu Madhatiyovane Pramodamana-mandite Priyanuragaranjite Kalavilasa-pandite Ananya-danya-kunjaraja-kamakeli-koide Kadakari Shashivamam Ripakataksha Bhajanam Ashesha Bhavavadi Hira Bhushite Praputa Shata Kumbha Kumbha Kumbhi Kumbha Sustane Prashasta dasi churna purna saukya sagari Kadakarisha Shivama Kripa Kataksha Bhajanam Kadakarisha Shivamam Kripa Kataksha Bhajanam Kadakarisha Shivamam Kripa Kataksha Bhajanam Mrinala vala valari tarangaranga dorlate latagra lasya lola nila lochanava lokane la la lolan milan manoni moga mohana shrita kadakarisha shivama ripakataksha bhajana suvarna malikam chita Trireka kambo kaptage, Trisutra mangali guna, Triratna dipti dipti, Salola nila kuntala, Prasuna gucha gufite, Kadakarisha shivama, Ripakataksha bhajana, Kadakarisha shivama, Ripakataksha bhajana, Kadakarisha Shivamam Kripakataksha Bhajanam Nitamba Bimba Lamba Man Pushpa Mekala Gune Prashastaratna Kinkini Kalapa Madhya Manjula Karindra Sundadandiga Varoha Sabha Gorukya Kadakarisha Shivamam Ripakataksha Bhajanam Aneka Mantra Nada Manja No Puraravaskala Samajaraja Hamsa Vamsa Nikvanati Gaurava Vilola Hema Valari Vidambicharu Chakrame Kadakarisha Shivamam Ripakataksha Bhajanam Ananda Koti Vishnu Lok Namna Padma Charsita Himadrija Pulomacha Virinka Javara Prade Aparasiti Ridikasa Padangolina Ke Kadakarisha Shivama Ripakataksha Bhajanam Kadakarisha Shivama Ripakataksha Bhajanam Kadakarisha Shivama Ripakataksha Bhajanam Makeshvari, Kriyeshvari, Swadeshvari, Sureshvari, Triveda Bharatishvari, Pramana Shasaneshvari, Rameshvari, Ksameshvari, Pramoda Kananeshvari, Vrajeshvari, Vrajadive, Shiradike Namostute, Iti Mama Putam Stavani Samya Banu Nandini Karotu Santa Tanjana Ripakataksha Bhajana Pavita Daiva Sanchita Trirupa Karma Nashana Pavita Davrajendra Suna Mandala Praveshana Kadakarisha Shiyama Ripakataksha Bhajanam Kadakarisha Shivamam Ripakataksha Bhajanam Kadakarisha Shivamam Ripakataksha Bhajanam Kadakarisha Shivamam Ripakataksha Bhajanam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Now I will try to read um, from the Gayatri book of His Holiness Sachinandana Swami. Jai the Gayatri book, Jai His Holiness Sachinandana Swami, Jai His Divine Grace Abhayacharana Vrnda Śrīla Bhaktisiddhānta Swami Prabhupāda, his Guru. So we are. I have reached chapter 4 in my trial to read the book. So now this is page 113 and from this edition, and this is the story of Emperor Akbar. How Emperor Akbar learned an important lesson. The famous Mughal emperor of India, Akbar the Great, once took a religious retreat to read the Quran at a mosque. As he attempted to absorb himself in the Holy Scripture, he found himself repeatedly distracted by his restless mind. Thus he could not help but notice a young woman passing to and fro in the street in front of the mosque, obviously troubled. Suddenly she entered the mosque, crossed the hall, and without even seeing him, stumbled over Akbar. Without stopping, she continued her mysterious search. As the Holy Quran fell to the floor with a thud, Akbar was shocked. Composing himself with difficulty, he called out, "Guards! Guards! Bring me that young, infidel, infidel woman." The guards captured the woman and brought her before Akbar. "You are ruthless," Akbar shouted. "I condemn you to be hanged. You have dared to run over your emperor and to desecrate the Quran, and you didn't even notice." The young woman slowly returned to her senses. She then excused herself from the bottom of her heart. Akbar was intrigued. "Before you die, tell me what kept you so intensely absorbed," he says. "So much so that you did not even notice your offense against me and the holy book," says the Akbar. The young woman replied, "This morning, Emperor, I heard that my lover had arrived in town. I was searching for him all over. I am very sorry, but I really did not notice you. This only made Akbar more furious. You have dared to offend the Holy Quran and kick me with your feet for such an insignificant reason? You will be hanged by a thick rope, so that your death will be slow. Guards, execute her. The young woman, realizing she had nothing to lose, requested the emperor if she could ask one last question. Akbar conceded. Respected emperor, she said, may I ask what you were doing at the moment I ran over you? Akbar couldn't believe his ears. I already told you. I was reading the Quran. At this, the young woman replied with intensity. If you really had been reading the Holy Quran, you would have been searching for the greatest lover. If I, who was searching for an ordinary lover of this world, was so absorbed that I did not notice you, how undisturbed you should have been if you had really been searching for God. Now she became stern. You were not reading the Quran. You were not praying. You were not looking for God. You were only pretending to do these things. Now that I have said that, you are free to hang me. As these stories go, Akbar recognized her point and set her free. But the story offers us an important lesson in our own attempt to remember the Lord. Srila Prabhupāda writes in his introduction to the Bhagavad Gita, therefore we have to practice remembering the Lord always. 24 hours a day by chanting his names and molding our life's activities in such a way that we can remember him always. How is this possible? The Acharyas give the following example. If a married woman is attracted to another man, or if a man has an attachment for a woman other than his wife, then the attachment is to be considered very strong. One with such an attachment is always thinking of the loved one. The wife who is thinking of her lover is always thinking of meeting him, even while she's carrying out her household chores. In fact, she carries out her household work even more carefully, so her husband will not suspect her attachment. Similarly, we should always remember the Supreme Lover, Sri Krishna. and at the same time perform our material duties very nicely. A strong sense of love is required here. If we have a strong sense of love for the Supreme Lord, then we can discharge our duty and at the same time remember Him. But we have to develop that sense of love. In the above purport, Srila Prabhupada refers to a beautiful verse which appears in a letter written by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yes, this is citation from, let us see, this is citation number 44. Station number 44 from chapter, from the notes on chapter 4. This is Bhagavad Gita introduction, page 28. When Rupa and Sanatana Goswami were all engaged as ministers of Nawab Hussain Shah's court, they wrote Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu several letters begging him for spiritual advice. In his reply, Lord Chaitanya highlighted how one can develop intense love for Krishna by quoting this shloka. Paravyasani narivya kripe griha kamasu tateva svadayati hamtanavasankarasaya. If a woman is attached to a man other than her husband, she will appear very busy in carrying out her household affairs. But within her heart, she is always relishing feelings of association with her paramour. Oh, yes, okay. Читание Чаритамрита, Мата Лила 1, 211. Okay, so I will continue with that in the next time. Jai the Gayatri book, Jai His Holiness Sachinanda Swami, Jai His Divine Grace of Bhaichana Vrnda Srila Bhaktisiddhānta Swami Prabhupāda, His Guru. Now I will try to sing the Nanda-nandanaastakam. Suchari Vaktramandalam, Sukarnaratna Kundalam, Suchachitanga Chandanam, Namami Nanda-nandanam, Sudika Netra Pankajam, Sike Sukanda Murtacha Ananga Koti Mohanam Namami Nanda-nandanaastakam Sunasaka Sachandadanta Navambudanga Chikana Namami Nanda-nandana Karina Venuranjita Gati Karindra Gachita Dukula Pita Shobhanam Namami Nanda-nandana Tribhanga Deha Sundara Nakadyuti Sudakaram Amula Ratna Bhushanam Namami Nanda-nandanam Namami Nanda-nandanam Namami Nanda-nandanam Namami Nanda-nandanam Namami Nanda-nandanam Sugandhanga Sarabam Uro Virajikastubam Spurachrivatsalancanam Namami Nanda-nandanam Vrindavana Sunagaram Vilasanugavasasam Surendra Garvamochanam Namami Nanda-nandanam Prajangana Sunayakam Sada Sukha Pradayaka Jaganmana Pralobana Namami Nanda-nandana Śrīnanda-nandanaastakam Patetya Śradayanvita Taret Bhavatindustara Labeta Tangri-yuktaka Namami Nanda-nandana Namami Nanda-nandana Namami Nanda-nandana Namami Nanda-nandana Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Now I will try to read from the book A Place of Sandalwood and Roses. Jai, the book A Place of Sandalwood and Roses. Jai Shrimati Govinda Dasi. Jai His Divine Grace Abhayacharana Vrnda Śrīla Bhaktisiddhānta Swami Prabhupāda, her Guru. Chapter 17, The Big Dance. The Big Dance. On Sunday, the 29th of January, 1967, the night of the Mantra Rock Dance, 2,000 hippies descend on the Avalon Ballroom. Garrett eagerly looks forward to seeing the most happening bands in San Francisco. Bonnie chooses to stay home. It is a late-night concert, and her yoga practice has her accustomed to early hours. She's too sleepy, and she really doesn't like to rock and roll music anymore. To her, It just sounds chaotic. Garrett comes home late. Waking her, waking her, waking her, he's beside himself with enthusiasm. Wow, he exclaims. You should have come. It was great. The Swami dancing on stage with the Jefferson airplane and the Grateful Dead. Janis Joplin singing Hare Krishna. The whole ballroom was shaking. Speakers as big as cars shook the floors and walls. The whole building. I thought the mirrors on the walls were gonna shatter. Movie projectors whirring, showing giant pictures of Krishna on the walls with throbbing strobes. Then they blew up your mantra design to wall size so everybody could read it. It looked even more psychedelic with the colored lights and the strobes flashing on it. Then Ginsberg and the Swami gave short talks, and Ginsberg the chanting, led the chanting, while the Swami explained the Maha Mantra. The projector flashed the words on the wall. The crowd went wild. Everybody was dancing, shaking tambourines, jumping up and down. Then the Swami stood up and started to dance. And the crowd went wilder, way wilder. Hearing Garrett's enthusiastic report, Bonnie regrets her decision to stay home. The Swami dancing on stage with the hundreds of hippies, bands, and flower children, all chanting the Maha Mantra. It was a historical event. She looks kick herself. She could kick herself for not going, and resolves to never make such a mistake again. She promises herself to attend any and all events the Swami attends, no matter what. The next morning, when they arrive in the temple, it's packed with hippies from the big dance who never went to sleep. Most of them are coming down from LSD. At the program, Ginsberg had recommended the early morning kirtans for those who want to stabilize their consciousness on re-entry. Calmly and patiently, the Swami serves his young audience. Most are deceived youth in their teens and early 20s. Some are clearly intoxicated with various psychedelic substances, yet they are eager to hear and to chant. So the Swami blesses them all with his expert guidance, even if they are unable to adhere to it. This morning, the Swami's lecture emphasizes the time element. He begins, You are all beautiful young boys and girls. As he looks at his audience. But in due course, you also will become old. The time factor is so strong that it breaks down everything. Whatever is created, it may be very beautiful and fresh now, but it will eventually fade like a flower. In time, flowers grow to be very beautiful, but in due course they wither and vanish. Similarly, you are all now young and with beautiful young bodies. So you're thinking, let us enjoy. But your bodies will also wither and perish. Like flowers, you are very beautiful, but it will not last. Time will conquer everything. Nature's course is like that. Only the soul is everlasting. The soul cannot be drowned in water, burnt by fire, nor dried up by the wind. There is a verse in Bhagavad Gita. You have heard of the Bhagavad Gita? It is the best book, the best of knowledge. Krishna is speaking to Arjuna. He says, this individual soul is unbreakable and insoluble and can be neither burnt nor dried. He is everlasting, all pervading, unchangeable, immovable, and eternally the same. Acedioyam, adahyoyam, akledososya, ivacha, nityasarvagata shtanur, achaluyam sanatanaha. The Sanskrit syllables glide like silver airplanes, circling high over the heads of the audience. The flower children listen, mostly with mute, drugged incomprehension, but they chant. And when the Swami begins to sing, they begin to dance, swaying, gyrating, ever leaping. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Horns blast, bells ring, the bongos beat, and most of all, the hippie youth sing the holy names. The precious gift of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, delivered to the Western world by His Divine Grace, Abhayacharana Vrnda, Śrīla Bhaktisiddhānta Swami Prabhupāda. Chapter 18 is the next chapter. The hippies are our best candidates. And I will continue with that the next time. Jai, the book, a place sandalwood and roses. Jai, Shrimati Govinda Dasi. Jai, His Divine Grace Abhay Charnaravinda Śrīla Bhaktisiddhānta Swami Prabhupāda, her Guru. Now I will try to sing the Damodaraastakam. Namamishvara Sachitanandarupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Vajananda Yashoda Biyalokala Tavamana Paramrista Makyanta Tudrutya Gopya Rutantamohonetrayakmam rijanta Karambujayumena santankanetra Muhusvasakam patrirakangaganta Sittagrevadamodaram bhaktivada Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Rutantamohonetvarkamijanta Karambujayumena Santa Kanetra Muhusvasakam Patrirakangakanta Sittagrevadamodaram Bhaktivada Iti Tvasalila Ananda Kunde Svakashamiva Janta Akyapayanta Tadiyashitanyashu Bhakti Chitatva Puna Prema Tastasata Vritivande Varandeva Moksha Na Moksha Vadiva Nachanya Vrineha Vareshatapiha Idam Teva Purnata Gopala Bala Satame Manasa Virastankimana Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Idam te mukam bhajama vyaktanila Vritam kundala snigarakta shagopa Muhushkumbitam bimbarakta darame Manasivirasta molam lakshalava Namo deva damodardamodardam Namo Deva Damodarananta Vishnu Prasida Prabhupada Kajalabhimagnya Kripa Dasti Vrasati Dinambadano Krihanesha Mama Yamakrishya Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Kuverat Majabadamukya Vayadva Tvaya Mochita Bhakti Bhaja Kritacha Tata Prema Bhakti Svakam Prayacha Namoksha Grahomastu Damodare Namaste Stutana Spurati Hidane Tvadiyadurayata Vishvasadane Namoradikaya Tvadipriyaya Namo Nantariraya Devaya Tubhya Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Radhikaya Tvadipriyaya Namo Nantalilaya Devaya Tubhya Namo Radhikaya Tvadipriyaya Namo Nantalilaya Devaya Tubhya. Now I will continue to try to read from the Chaitanya Charitamrita translation of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita of Shri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, translation in English from His Divine Grace Abhai Vrnda Śrīla Bhaktisiddhānta Swami Prabhupāda, with commentaries and with purports and translation and purports. So the next verse is I will see maybe this one. This is verse Chaitanya Charitamrita 8, 109. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, chapter 8, verse 109. Shatakoti gopi sangira savila Taramadya ekamurira Radha pasa Satakoti gopisa Rasa vilasa Taramadya edamurira Radha pasa. Although Krishna was in the midst of hundreds of thousands of gopis during the rasa dance, he still kept himself in one of his transcendental forms by the side of Srimati Radharani. Next verse, Madhya Lila 8:110. Sadarana premeda ki sarvatra samataradara kutila prema vaimata sadarana premeda ki sarvatra samata radara kutila prema Haila Translation. Lord Krishna is equal to everyone in his general dealings, but due to the conflicting ecstatic love of Srimati Radharani, there were opposing elements. Yes, of course, Krishna loves everybody, He's the creator of everything, and he loves everybody. And but the person who loves him more than everybody else is Shrimati Radharani. With the highest love in all the worlds, Madhna ke Mahabhav, or Unata Ujvala Rasa. And Radha is the person who Krishna loves more than everybody else. And Shrimati Radharani is the topmost pure devotee among every other devotee, among all the other devotees. And this is stated in verse 10 of Shri Upadeshamrita of Srila Rupa Goswami. So, of course, Krishna loves everybody, but he loves Radha, Shrimati Radhika, more than everybody else. How it can be in another way when um, um, it cannot be in another way. It's just like this. Um, just of course, Krishna loves everybody, but Krishna loves Shrimati Radhika more than everybody else, and Shrimati Radhika loves Krishna more than everybody else. Shrimati Radhika is the topmost pure devotee among every other devotee, and I repeat myself, of course, but I would like to say it again. This is stated in verse 10 of Shri Upadeshamrita of Srila Rupa Goswami. And in verse 7 of Shri Shastakam, where in every verse is described the love of a pure devotee to Shri Krishna, the crying in separation of a pure devotee from Shri Krishna. At the same time, in every verse is described also the Madhanakya Mahabhav of Shrimati Radhika. And in verse 7 is said, you all know these verses of Shri Shastaka of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which he has spoken in the 16th century. Verse 7 of Shri Shastaka says, Yugaitam Nimeshna Chakshusha Pravishaitam, Shnaitam Jagat Sarva, Govinda Virahename, Govinda Virahename. In separation from you, O Govinda, Yugaitam Nimeshna, all um, even a small period of time seems to be a yuga, a millennium. Yugaitam Nimeshna, Chakshusha Pravishaitam. Tears are flowing from my eyes like rain from monsoon clouds. Shunaitam Jagat Sarvam. The whole universe seems to be um, empty, void. Govinda Virahename. In separation from you, O Govinda. We see how is it possible if somebody loves in this way, the beloved not to respond, it's not possible. And this is also in the Shismodna Basim of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura is explained that verse 7 of Shikshastaka explains the um, internal symptoms of perfection, internal features of perfection. So the love the real love, the ability to love with real love is perfection in the spiritual world. And if Srimati Radhika loves Shri Krishna more than everybody else with this love, with the Madanakya Mahabhav, with the highest love in all the worlds, how is it possible then that the beloved Krishna will not respond? It is not possible. He have to respond. In this way, Srimati Radhika loves Krishna more than everybody else, and she is the topmost pure devotee among every other devotee, and Shri Krishna loves Srimati Radhika more than everybody else. Even if Shri Krishna loves all of us, every person, also those who are not devotees, he loves them also. Who are devotees, he loves also. But most of all, more than everybody else, Shri Krishna loves Srimati Radhika. Srimati Radhika is just on the first place in the heart of Krishna. Now I will try to sing a song, Madhurastakam, Shri Madhurastakam. It describes how sweet is the Lord. Everything connected with the Lord is sweet. So it is really strange how we don't love the Lord. I don't know, maybe you love the Lord, but I feel how I don't love the Lord enough. But how is it possible to not love the Lord? It is described here in the next song, Shri Madhurastakam, that everything connected with the Lord is sweet. How is it possible not to love Him? How? How is it possible? If one reads the translation of this song, Shri Madhurastakam, from Srimad Vallabhacharya, one begins to think, but how? How is it possible not to love this Lord? If this Lord is so sweet, so beautiful, so wonderful, how is it possible? Really, this is a logical question. After that, when one reads the translation of this beautiful song. Hataram maduram vadanam maduram nayanam maduram hazitam maduram hridaya maduram gamanam maduram maduram vachana maduram charita maduram vasana maduram varita maduram charita maduram prameda maduram patakila maduram venur maduram renur maduram panir maduram padumadira Nritya maduram sakhya maduram madurati patera kila maduram. These are verses 1, 2, and 3. Now I will read the translation. This is from the book Sri Gaudiya Giti Gucha, 7th edition from year 2016. His lips are sweet, his face is sweet, his eyes are sweet, his smile is sweet, his heart is sweet, his gait is sweet, everything is sweet about the original Lord of sweetness. His voice is sweet, his character is sweet, his attire is sweet, his speech is sweet, his movements are sweet, his wandering is sweet, everything is sweet about the original Lord of sweetness. His flute is sweet, his foot dust is sweet, his hands are sweet, his feet are sweet, his dancing is sweet, his friendship is sweet. Everything is sweet about the original Lord of sweetness. So how is it possible not to love Lord Krishna if he is so wonderful and sweet? One can really begin to ask him or herself this question. So verses 4, 5 and 6. Gita Maduram Pita Maduram Bhakti Maduram Sutta Maduram Rupa Maduram Tilaka Maduram Madhura Dipatara Kila Madhura Karana Madhura Tarana Madhura Harana Madhura Ramana Madhura Vamita Madhura Shamita Madhura Madhura Dipatara Kila Madhura Gunja Madhura Mava Madhura Yamuna Madhura Vichi Madhura Śrīla Madhura Kamala Madhura Madhura Dipata Akila Madhura. His singing is sweet, his drinking is sweet, his eating is sweet, his sleeping is sweet, his beauty is sweet, his tilaka is sweet. Everything is sweet about the original Lord of sweetness. His deeds are sweet, his acts of deliverance are sweet, his stealing is sweet, his amorous play is sweet, his yawning is sweet, and even his chastisement is sweet. Everything is sweet about the original Lord of sweetness. His garland of gunja berries is sweet. His flowers garland is sweet. His Yamuna river is sweet, and her waves, water, and lotuses are all sweet. Everything is sweet about the original Lord of sweetness. Verses 7 and 8. Gopi Madhura Lila Madhura Yuma Madhuram Bhakta Madhura Rista Madhura Shlista Madhura Madhura Dipatara Madhura Gopa Madhura Gavo Madhura Yastir Madhura Sristir Madhura Dalita Madhura Parita Madhura Madhura Dipatara Madhura. His yes his gopis are sweet, his pastimes are sweet, his paraphernalia and ornaments are sweet, his food is sweet, his delight is sweet, His embrace is sweet. Everything is sweet about the original Lord of sweetness. His gopis are sweet. His cows are sweet. His staff is sweet. His acts of creation is sweet. His act of creation is sweet. His defeat of demons is sweet. And his bestowal of fruits is sweet. Everything is sweet about the original Lord of sweetness. And we can just think about that actually the Lord Krishna and Srimati Radhika and Lord Krishna, both of them, and their eternal associates, they show to us a path, a way um, how to act if one wants to serve the um, the um, them. If I want to serve them, if one has desire to learn how to serve them and how to give them pleasure, um, they explain us how one does this, how this path is, the path of how this path is um, followed. Um, this is Krishna consciousness for the persons who want to be devotees of Srimati Radhika and Shri Krishna and of their eternal associates. And if we really love them, we will really want to do this. Because imagine if mm, you know, if you know that somebody loves you, you know that this person loves you, and if this person tells you, "I like this and that," um, if you have mm, a little bit love for this person, you will do this because this person likes these um, acts, these things. For example, how to serve the deities and how to serve the guru, and um, and of course also the Guru Maharaj. He's also uh, the guru is representative of Krishna, of course, of Srimati Radhika Shri Krishna. He's representative of them, of course. So in this way, if one is interested in Krishna consciousness, that one should try to do these things which are uh, described to be the path of Krishna consciousness, because Krishna loves us. Srimati Radhika and Shri Krishna, they love us and their associates, their eternal associates, all of them, and the Guru, all of them, all of these persons love us. And if we have a little bit love for them, we will follow these things which they say. Even in the material life, it is like this, that if I know that somebody loves me and this person says, I would like this and that, uh, um, I like this and I like this, I like to eat that, for example, I like such clothes, I like such I like such presence. I like to become such. I like to have such presence. I like to eat these fruits. And if this person explains me what he likes, she or he likes, then I will. If this person explains me, if I know that this person loves me, and this person explains to me, I like this and these fruits too. I like to eat these and these things. I like these and these clothes. If I have the opportunity to do this for him, then if I have a little bit love for this person, I will try to do this. Yes. So in this way, we also should follow the path of Krishna consciousness if we are interested to be in Krishna consciousness and to learn how to serve the Krishna, Srimati Radhika and Shri Krishna and their eternal associates and the spiritual master. Yes. Okay. And I will again say, as every time, that if I try to say something, this is not trial to instruct somebody. I'm not trying to instruct anybody. I'm not. I'm not. How to say? I not. I don't have. I'm not a teacher. I'm not a teacher, and I'm not trying to instruct anybody. But I'm just trying to understand those things myself. So if I try to say something on Vedic literature or on comments on Vedic literature, then I'm just only trying to understand this myself. I'm not trying to instruct anybody. Of course, one has to try to understand the Vedic literature and the comments on Vedic literature under the guidance of teachers, under the guidance of Diksha Guru and Shiksha Gurus. All of you who are devotees in Raganuga Bhakti and all of you who are devotees in especially those who are devotees in Rupanuga Bhakti, you are all my teachers, you are all my gurus. Vanchakalpatarupascha kripasanthupevacha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Dandavat pranam to all of you. Greetings to all of you. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for your attention.